Hey, how's it going? Standard YouTube greeting that every channel has. I realized recently that I had been posting a lot of the fusion AU that I've been doing for Danganronpa, and I noticed that none of the context of it had ever shown up on YouTube. So I have people asking like, oh, what are some color versions of the fusions? And I want to know more about the fusions. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I posted all of this on Tumblr. So, my Tumblr is linked to the channel and it's probably in the description to get more information that I don't mention, but there's some stuff I'm gonna mention even in this video that isn't on the Tumblr yet. So let's just start where it starts. The fusions, like what was recently shown in the right brain left brain video, is that the fusions started, they're inorganic. They basically exist inside something like the New World program that Hajime started because he noticed that his two pieces had connected, and he was like, oh, it would be really cool if we did that with other people. Like, I feel awesome and I learned some stuff, so let's see how else we can play with this technology, because honestly, Danganronpa is literally people playing God over and over again and not realizing that that's not a good idea. So he does that, and all of the participants are willing, and but they're only the people that are currently alive. So the first class cannot be fused. They can simulations of them can be fused, but nobody who's living currently can fuse with them, and only simulations can fuse with simulations, which is brings me to somebody who hasn't been introduced to the YouTube channel yet, which is Chihiro and Nanami, who are both dead and programs. Sorry, spoilers for Danganronpa 2 and Danganronpa 1. And why are you here if you haven't played Danganronpa? So yeah, and that explains why some of them are more nonsensical. It's because they're just who happens to fuse. And with how the AU started, it started because I was doing a stream and I accidentally mistyped Makoto into Motoko. And everybody just kind of ran with the joke like, oh no, it's just a fusion, you didn't typo at all. And so we ended up giving them a personality, and it was like, oh, this is really interesting. And then somebody said, hey, what? And then somebody said, what if Byakuya? And what would his relationship with Motoko be, because Makoto and Toko have like a completely different relationship with him. So we ended up coming with that. But then it's like, but what about Kirigiri? And then you put Byakuya and Kirigiri together and you have Kirigami, and Kirigami's just like, he's him. He's a very special, they're a very special person. And after you have that, then like it just gets more ridiculous, which brings us to who we're drawing today, which is Komakure. And Komakure started how any sort of anything like this would start. If Komaeda and Hagakure had a fusion, how big would its hair be? That's literally how Komakure started. And then me, with how I am, I took it way too serious and was like, no. You just created the most powerful character in Danganronpa. And it's just, they just don't understand what they did, because it's just like Komakure, he takes Hagakure's talent and he bumps it up to 100%, but you still have the luck factor. So then the luck factor comes in, and it's just like, God, we basically created a god. But power balance wise, he has so much internal turmoil. Like, you meet him, you think he's chill, and he's kind of creepy, like both Hagakure and especially Komaeda. And you meet him, and he's like the most chill guy you will ever meet. but his insides are literally churning each other, like with the knowledge that he has, because he's just way too powerful. And he won't share any of the information that he has with you, like, ever. he talks in riddles. It's just like, how much this is so dumb. How much are eggs at the store, Komakure? The winds of change can only pay so many cents for the birth of life. And it's just like, how... Then Kazuhiko comes up and he's just like, it's $5 for eggs at the supermarket. Which gets into their relationships, as in, because they exist in the New World program, or something like the New World program, it hasn't been named yet. Because they exist in something like that, it's 90% of this is me gonna be erasing my ums from that. But right, the New World program, because it's something like the New World program, they only retain whatever memories they retain. They don't know that they're fusions. Fusions do not know that they are fusions. The only people that know they're fusions are the people that exist in the real world, and they're not aware right now because they're fused. So they create like separate relationships, and Komakure and Kazuhiko, they sort of form like this weird friendship thing because, well, 2.5 Komaeda, that's just how he makes friends. And it's this weird hatred sort of love kind of thing. Like, they're best friends, but Kazuhiko would never admit it. And so it does bring up different relationships, different canon relationships, how they go by. Yeah. So yeah, links to a lot of stuff in the description. And if you have any other questions, just go ahead and leave it down there in the comments. So how about I be quiet and you just watch me draw for a little bit, okay? Whee!